verklighet, Fredrik. Helt ärligt. Har ni lust ens att sända, prata om fotboll? Det är ett mörker. Det är inte bara vårt samhälle, allt har blivit tappat. Det är gråt i halsen. Det är gråt i halsen för mänskliga värden. Folk kan kritisera, folk kan se allt som är om det här vackra som är bakom. Med livet, det är allt vad vi har. Och vi som sagt får våra landsmän inte bland oss längre. Och vi ska stå här och kolla och försöka. Jag vet att vi måste rapportera. Men fy fan vad rutten värld vi lever i. Det är en rutten, hemsk värld. Men människor som inte ens förtjänar att leva på den här planeten. Så att jag lider med de anhöriga. Och som sagt att jag vet inte, ta hand om er där ute och hat föder hat och
Presenters on a Swedish television station went live after this massacre.
To a developing situation in Belgium now, where police are hunting a gunman after 2 Swedish nationals were shot dead in Brussels. The Prime Minister tonight described it as a harrowing attack. The country's terror alert level has been raised to its highest, meaning the threat is now extremely serious. It's thought the victims were football fans watching tonight's Sweden-Belgium match. That match has now been abandoned, with fans told to stay in the stadium.
The shooter was this man, Abdesalem Lassoud. Per the AP, he posted online taking credit for the attack that left 2 fans dead. Some took video of Abdesalem riding on a moped throughout Brussels, opening fire on citizens. Via the Telegraph, those from a distance showed Lassoud on the streets pointing his gun in the air and shouting. Another chilling piece of video was this. Lassoud was seen on the sidewalk putting his weapon together and appearing to fire a shot at a passing car. After a 12-hour manhunt, Lassoud was located in a cafe and was deceased from gunshot wounds. Authorities have raised concerns previously, with the level threat being elevated to a 4 out of 5. This followed the Quran being burned outside Stockholm's royal palace. Anza Hagstrom, head of the National Center for Terror Threat Assessment, alluded to a separate global disinformation campaign grabbing headlines last year after it alleged that Sweden's social services routinely kidnap Muslim children to secularize them. Recent desecrations of religious texts have contributed to the image of Sweden as a country hostile to Muslims, she said. Meanwhile, those who burn the Quran are facing justice. A 27-year-old who filmed himself doing so alongside bacon and pork. The music being played was synonymous with far-right extremists. He was found guilty of agitation against an ethnic group. It was the first of its kind. A landmark decision, as Sweden's government has said it has no legal recourse to prevent further Quran burnings, but officials say they will consider reforms to Sweden's Public Order Act that would enable police to stop Quran burnings if there is a clear threat posed to national security. Right-wing extremists Rasmus Paludan and Salwen Momika set the precedent by burning the text in an unforgivable, provocative act. Muslim countries have been critical of how Sweden has handled this, which the right-wingers label a protest. In Iraq, protesters flooded the Swedish embassy, expelled the ambassador, and torched the property after Quran burning outside a mosque in Stockholm. More actions were taken by the Iraqi PM. Mohammed Fazl Hashemi, seen here as a professor of Islamic theology and philosophy at Sweden's Uppsala University. He says while those burning the Quran remain small, the amplifying of videos on social media has given outsized attention to the matter. It seems like a no-brainer, a slam dunk, to put a ban to these burnings, a move a majority of Swedes agree with. Dino Kraus, researcher at the Danish Institute for International Studies, said Turkish President Erdogan used the issue to leverage his negotiating position over Sweden being admitted into NATO. The AP reported after 2 Swedish soccer fans were killed, Martin Fredman, head of security for the Swedish Soccer Federation, said fans making trips abroad will be advised not to wear the blue and yellow attire associated with the country's sports teams. The gunman fled the scene after the shooting, while the Euro 2024 qualifier between Belgium and Sweden was set to kick off. The match would be abandoned at half. Belgian PM Alexander De Croo would say it was a brutal terrorist attack.